one of Israel, neither seek the Most High, right? Which that's here in America. The majority of the people, like you got all these other nations that come to this country, all these other nations, and pretty much what they do, they come here to make money off America, make the money, then go back to their own, take that money and them resources back to their own country, man. Like I said, I worked on a job. I spoke to this African guy, and he admitted it to me. Yeah, he said, look, I come over here, I bring my kids over here, put my kids to be educated in American colleges, and let them get these certain degrees and make all kind of for top jobs, making money and skills or knowledge. But they take that back to their country to make their country rich, or they come set up businesses like Moab. Moab is over here making a killing. Elam, they over here making a killing. You know, the East Indians, you know, they own all kind of businesses. They got the liquor store thing monopolized, right? Moab, they got the liquor store thing monopolized over here. They got the so-called restaurants. The Arabs come over here, set up businesses and all kind of shit, man. So they're making all that money. But that's why the scripture said, woe to them, meaning destruction, because America's going to be destroyed. Because when the missiles hit this place, a lot of them nations are going to get caught up in here, man. They ain't going to be able to get out in time. Also, too, these so-called businesses and stuff like that they got, eventually they're going to lose that, man.
Yeah, I got a scripture to back up what you're saying. Isaiah 13 and verse 14, it says, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, just what you said, and flee everyone into his own land.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, that's right. That's why Isaiah 31 said, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, meaning they come to America. That's what this is talking about. And it says Egypt. It ain't talking about over there in so-called Africa, like them idiots, them black conscious niggas, okay, which their asses ain't even going over there or gonna go over there, man. You might get maybe one or two of them niggas that might have a little money or something like that, and they'll take a so-called pilgrimage to Egypt. You know, a few of them simple niggas have actually gone over there, but they didn't go over there to live. Wait a minute, just like Malcolm X, simple behind, man. He did that. He went up over there to Egypt. They had pictures of him before he got killed, like right after he got kicked out or he left the Nation of Islam. He went on over there. They showed you in the movie. He actually was on the camel and he had the Arab garments on. Then he was taking pictures in front of the pyramids and all that stuff. So you get a few niggas that actually go, but they go as tourists. They don't go to set up shop over there. So it's talking about America. Because when you go back to Deuteronomy, it said that I will bring thee into Egypt again with ships. It was talking about the modern day Egypt, which is America. Egypt meaning bondage. Because the nation of Israel, we're in bondage here in America, man. I'm going to read the second verse, Isaiah 31 and 2. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil, right? All right, and will not call back his words, but will raise up against the house of the evildoers. That's the Most High talking about America, man. That's why America's going down. The evildoers is the so-called white man, in particular, Esau. Okay, he said he will not call back. That's why this place is going down. That's why things like the article that Elder Gabar just read about the thing. What happened? The infrastructure collapsing, bridges collapsing. That's the Most High's will, man. And that's why you have these, look, man, this place been getting pelted. Tornadoes, these hurricanes, these.
If I may, that was the same thing with the ancient Roman Empire. The infrastructure was falling apart. You know, the Appian Way, which was one of the main roads that was used by the Romans back then, that was literally falling apart, the Appian Way. And that was like in its day, it was like a main hub that Romans traveled on.
Yeah, and they couldn't maintain it because they were spending the majority of their money on the military.
Yep.
Because as their kingdom expanded, they had to get more and more military, so they had to pay more and more money to the military to keep their empire together. And then what they were doing was devaluing the money, the denarius, you know, until where it was basically worthless. Yeah. You know.
And that proves that America. That proved these so-called white people are the same Romans, man. They're the same people, man. These Edomites, man. The so-called Americans, America, really all these so-called white people, even the so-called Russians and the French and the British, they all the same people. They divide themselves into these different bands or groups But they're all Edomites.
I just want to read this here real quick. All right. This is Isaiah 19 and 18. It says, "In that day shall 5 cities," and don't get messed up on the word 5. It's talking about a number of cities. All right. Sometimes when you read the scriptures and they'll give you a number, it just means a segment of America. Right. It says, "In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt," which is talking about America, modern day Egypt, and I'll prove that when we go to Revelation 11. It says, "In the land of Egypt, speak the language of Canaan." Now, what's the language of Canaan? Now, you have scholars, and that's also in that book. Go to that book and see if you can find it. I don't know if you can look at the Hebrew or Canaan, and you have a chart of the Canaan languages. Now, I'm going to show you what the Canaan language is. The language of Canaan, if it's under that name. But it's a chart of the different languages. But anyway, it might be around there. But anyway, let me read that again. It says, "In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt," which is America, "speak the language of Canaan," which is Hebrew, all right? "And swear to the Lord of hosts." So that's talking about, well, Canaan, the language of Canaan is Hebrew. So we're going to come back to our ways. Part of our old ways is our language is so-called Hebrew, which the word Hebrew means pass. And it doesn't mean to pass over, because pass over is the word pasak. The word pass meaning in the past tense. Like you got the present tense, the future tense, and you have the past tense. The word pass in the Hebrew is ibar. Because when you go back to the history, during the time of the Tower of Babel, what they did was the languages were confounded, and that line stayed with the ancient ways and stayed with that language, man. Because the Most High left them with that language. That's why it's called Hebrew today. But it's really not Hebrew. It's really the pure tongue, you know. Yep, the pure tongue. There you go. Did you look up Canaan? Okay, good. No, I want him to get in the book because it gives you a whole list of it. But that's good. If you go to Google, I'm pretty sure you went to Google and you put in Canaan, and it'll show you the actual Hebrew. So it was a cat. That's it right there. But what does it say on the caption? I read that. Wait a minute. You can be over here, and you can be over here. All right. Yeah, go ahead and read that caption. All right. And then we're gonna show the picture.
It says a diagram comparing the Aramaic script with contemporary Phoenician and Hebrew scripts.
What you're gonna find out, the Aramaic, the Hebrew, they call it Punic, the Punic languages. See, the word Punic goes back to the word Punic goes back to the word the Phoenicians. Punicus is the Latin way of saying the Phoenicians, and the Phoenicians are Canaanites. But so when they speak about the Phoenicians or the Canaanites, it's actually talking about the Hebrews. So when they went back and they put this diagram up of all these languages, and they basically is the same language, the same characters, and on the top you have the Assyrian, right? And that's all considered either Punic or Canaanite, which is they call today Hebrew. So go up to camera 1 and show them that right quick. Hey, that's why we're getting into the Hebrew, and that's why we read out of the Hebrew, and that's why we study. We study. When we go to the blue letter and we go to the root word, which is in the Hebrew, or if it's in the New Testament, it's in the Greek, but the Greek leads you back to the Hebrew too in the scriptures. Because if you really wanted to get deep in the scriptures and the prophecies, not like your local Baptist church, you ain't going to learn a damn thing in there, man. All you're going to do is dance and sing and act a goddamn fool. You know, talk about the love of Jesus, and Jesus did this for me and Jesus did that for me, you know.
That's right.
And you busted your ass and you got a new car and you said, well, Jesus gave me the car. No, you worked to get the damn car. All right? Because Jesus is not dealing with you, man. Okay? But anyway,